Hey, welcome back to this podcast. This is Unfiltered Forex, Season 2 with me, Clement. And in this episode, I will tell you about Bitcoin ETF, the Bitcoin ETF. What I'm going to talk about here is not about the ETF itself, but what it's what it's supposed to represent. In the grand scheme of things, quote unquote, where what this Bitcoin ETF is. So let me start. First, as you know, there was Bitcoin and there were no derivatives. Bitcoin was just Bitcoin. If you want to buy Bitcoin, you go to the P2P vendors. There was some P2P platform called Local Cryptos. I don't know if it's still operational, but yeah, it was their Local Cryptos. There was Paxful. There was I don't remember the rest, but there were several, quite a few, but yeah, they were common, and that's why you go buy Bitcoin and keep the Bitcoin in your Bitcoin wallet. And then, of course, there were different kinds of wallets, and you needed to have a seed phrase to access your wallet. So, and then there came crypto exchanges. Crypto exchanges, they are custodial and they let you keep your cryptocurrencies on the exchange without having to remember the whole 24 seed phrase. 24 16, I'm not so sure, somewhere there, yeah, the seed phrase. And then now in the crypto exchanges there came the derivatives. I'm sure you know there are Bitcoin futures, BTC USDT on Binance. Also there are various futures, or rather derivatives of price, that are now used to make money off the price fluctuations of Bitcoin. And as you know, I'm sure you watched the video where I talked about derivatives. There's a whole video for that. And you know what derivatives of price are. A derivative is the price of an underlying asset, a different form of price of the underlying asset, whereby we talked about forward contract, futures, options, and CFDs, whereby you can trade a CFD without owning the actual crypto, without owning the actual underlying asset. So, and then also on options, you can buy an option without having to own the underlying asset. So as you can see, even ETFs are also derivatives, and they kind of work in a similar way. It's just that they are highly regulated, unlike these other derivatives like CFDs. So yeah, ETFs are highly regulated. So what's an ETF? It's kind of like a CFD. ETF is an investment tracker. It tracks the price of something else. Like we know the index, the S&P 500 index, and we know the ETF. The ETF is the SPY, and the index itself is SPX. So there's SPX and SPY. The difference is that the price shown by SPY is a multiple of the index price. So yeah, people trade SPY, the ETF, and the index is left alone. So you can see there's a clear divide between an underlying asset and the price and the price derivatives. So yeah, even in oil, gold, they all kind of work in the same way these days. Now let me get back to what I came to talk about here. Let's take an example of gold. It's very hard, not very hard, almost illegal, but generally very hard to buy physical gold, especially in the US. Very hard to buy physical gold. Also stocks, it's very hard to buy actual stocks. Same case with what do you call them, I don't know, treasuries. The bonds are kind of still not so hard, but yeah, let's keep it to stocks and commodities. It's very hard to buy the actual commodities or to buy actual stocks. When you go to the market to look, let's say you want to buy Tesla shares, you want to buy, what do you call them, Microsoft shares, you want to buy Google shares, or you want to buy oil, or you want to buy gold, or you want to buy silver. When you go to the marketplace, what you're going to find are derivatives. You're going to find CFDs, you're going to find options, you're going to find the futures, contracts, and yeah, the market is flooded with derivatives and the ETFs. Of course, there are so many ETFs, thousands of them. The market is flooded with derivatives and it's intentional. Okay, on one side, on the good side, these derivatives are very convenient. On the second side, these derivatives are very are how do you call them, they build up like a wall between you and the underlying asset, such that if you wanted to buy oil, you can't buy oil. What you're going to find are the derivatives. If you want to buy stocks, it's very hard to buy stocks. What you're going to find are the derivatives of stock prices. And then that's what they're trying to do to Bitcoin. So back to the story of Bitcoin here. Bitcoin has real value. We can all agree on that one. Yeah, like it's the digital gold of some sort. Yeah, it's like the digital gold. And these big banks, these big financial institutions, they have now seen that. They have now realized that, hey, Bitcoin is not going to die. This is not some meme stock. No, this is an actual thing with actual value. So yeah. So what are they going to do? When banks, when these big financial companies, they recognize value, they want to scoop up the biggest chunk. All right, like what they do to stocks. If you know BlackRock, if you know Vanguard, you know it's common to hear phrases like BlackRock owns the world. Why do you think that's the case? Because they have the single biggest share in most of the companies that just generally provide all the goods and services we're using. They have, if you look at Apple, Microsoft, Google, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, even media houses, the biggest ones, they're like CNN, BBC. These guys, BlackRock and Vanguard, they have like this. They are the biggest. They have the biggest portion of these companies, of the stocks of these companies, like the actual stocks, not the derivatives. So that's kind of the thing here with Bitcoin. That's what they're trying to do with Bitcoin. Already, I think BlackRock owns like 2%, almost 2% of all the Bitcoin in circulation. That's a big chunk. That's a big chunk. And if you consider that Bitcoin has a cap, a market supply cap of 21 million Bitcoin, they want to own like 5 or 3% of that, which is quite significant, because even individuals, even wealthy individuals, they can't do that. So owning the biggest chunk of these assets will mean that they are controlling the price. They have almost full control of the price, and they can control who owns Bitcoin, the Bitcoin itself. That's why they want to flood the market with derivatives, like they did with stocks, like they did with commodities. And this ETF is like the step one of this greater plan to flood the crypto market with derivatives, to make it very hard to buy actual Bitcoin and make it very easy to buy the derivatives. They're going to provide ETFs, they're going to provide options, they're going to provide futures, all these, even CFDs. Even though CFDs already exist, they're going to be more in different forms, because derivatives are so many. Yeah, they're going to come, and essentially what they're trying to do here is like what they do with the stocks. They're trying to build a wall between the actual underlying asset, the Bitcoin, and you, like the people who are interested. So they want to build that wall using these derivatives, and it works. This plan works, and yeah, fortunately or unfortunately, that's how things are, and that's how it's going to go. But in general, it's good. It's good for Bitcoin. It's good for the Bitcoin price. The Bitcoin price is going to, of course, go up because even demand for derivatives does affect the value of the underlying asset. Yeah, that's the thing. Bitcoin price is going to go up as more derivatives come into the space. Anyway, that's it for this episode. I didn't want to talk too much. I hope you have a lovely day, and buy Bitcoin.